Good morning, students. In the last class, we have studied the some important services which is provided by the bank, in which we have studied the overdraft facility, cash credit facility, short term, medium term, or long term loans, which is provided by the banks. As well as we have studied what are the e-banking and types of the digital payment, in which we have studied the benefit of the e-banking to the customers, in which the digital payment, transparency, 24 into 7 services, convenience, financial discipline, unlimited access and less risk were we studied, and the what are the different benefits which is provided to the bank, in which we have studied the competitive advantages, unlimited network, reduced loan on the branches. In the reduced loan on the branches, there were different method of digital payment services, that is debit card, credit card, NEFT, RTGS, ATM, or the e-cash or the digital cash, in which we have completed the topic what is debit card and what is credit card. Now we are going to study the all these different sources as well as different method of the digital payment. In today's class we are going to start a national electronic fund transfer. Okay, under this, the fund is directly transferred from one account to another. Direct transfer help the both the parties from the inconvenience of the drawing check, depositing checks, etc. The key difference between the NEFT and the RTGS, that RTGS is on the gross settlement basis, whereas NEFT is the net settlement basis. Okay, the minimum transaction value of the RTGS is 2 lakh, whereas there is no minimum value for NEFT. RTGS facilities are available in over 72 branches, whereas NEFT is available in 75,000 branches of the banks. Okay, so what is NEFT? Under this facility, funds are transferred from one account to another account, and so there is no need to withdraw the money, draw any check, or as well as depositing the check. The money is directly transferred from one bank, from one account to another account, and it will also help the both the parties, that they will not suffer any kind of inconvenience. Okay, and the key difference between the NEFT and the RTGS is real time gross settlement. Is the RTGS is gross settlement, it is on the basis of gross, means it talk about the totality of the settlement, totality of the money, how it's settled, and the whereas NEFT is the net settlement basis. Okay, the minimum transaction value of RTGS is 2 lakh, whereas there is no minimum value for the NEFT. Okay, for the RTGS, इट इज़ RTGS के लिए क्या है कि एक उसकी मिनिमम वैल्यू है, मैक्सिमम वैल्यू क्या है उसकी 5 लाख 2 लाख भी हो सकती है, बट उसकी मिनिमम वैल्यू है। RTGS और NEFT क्या होता है, कोई भी बैंक्स जो होते हैं आपके कमर्शियल बैंक्स, वो आपको फैसिलिटीज़ प्रोवाइड करती है कि आप क्या कर सकते हो, एक अकाउंट से दूसरे अकाउंट में आप पैसे को ट्रांसफ़र कर सकते हो विदाउट ड्राइंग एनी चेक्स और डिपॉजिटिंग फ्रॉम दी चेक्स। आप जैसे मेरा पेमेंट मेरा SBI में है और मेरे को ट्रांसफ़र करना है PNB में, इन दैट केस आई विल गो थ्रू दी RTGS, बट इट शुड ऑल्सो बी बेस्ड ऑन दी RTGS। द मिनिमम वैल्यू इज़ 2 लाख, वो अकाउंट वो मनी मेरे पास कितना होना चाहिए, मिनिमम 2 लाख होगा, तभी हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं, RTGS कर सकते हैं। और इसकी मैक्सिमम वैल्यू कोई नहीं है कि 5 लाख 10 लाख 15 लाख, जितना हो सकता है वो हम लोग उसका कर सकते हैं इन द केस ऑफ RTGS। बट व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट दी NEFT, सो देर इज़ नो मिनिमम वैल्यू। NEFT की स्टार्टिंग हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं, फ्रॉम 1 रुपी से भी कर सकते हैं, ठीक है, उसकी कोई मिनिमम वैल्यू नहीं है। सो RTGS फैसिलिटीज़ are available over the 72,000 branches. Okay, these RTGS facilities are available in over 72,000 branches of the different commercial bank, and NEFT facilities are available over the 75,000 branches of the banks. Okay. What is RTGS? RTGS are fund transfer system where a transfer of money or securities take place from one bank to another on a real time and on the gross basis. Okay. It is just on the settlement on the real time. Okay. जो भी है it in the case of RTGS the time it is very less time consuming process. Okay. इससे क्या होता है जो NEFT करने में ये बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम टेकिंग हो जाता है, बट अगर हम पेमेंट क्या करते हैं RTGS के थ्रू करते हैं तो इसका क्या है ये रियल टाइम पे हो जाता है और टाइम टेकिंग बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं होता है, टाइम कंज्यूमिंग भी नहीं होता है, और एक बैंक से दूसरे बैंक के अकाउंट में हम मनी को ट्रांसफ़र करते हैं. ओके. सेटलमेंट इन रियल टाइम मीन्स ट्रांसफ़र ट्रांजेक्शन इज़ नॉट सब्जेक्टेड टू एनी वेटिंग पीरियड. We do not have to wait for the future or the some period of time. हमें क्या है अगर रियल टाइम में पेमेंट करना है मीन्स आज मैं गई मेरे को RTGS करना है तो वो ऑन दैट टाइम ही क्या हो जाएगा वो ट्रांजेक्शन हो जाएगा, हमें उसके लिए वेट नहीं करना पड़ेगा. बट इन द केस ऑफ NEFT यहाँ पे क्या करना होता है वेट हम लोग को करना होता है. ओके. नाउ the transaction are settled as soon as they are processed. Okay. In the case of real time the transaction become too much fast, as well as gross settlement means the transaction is settled on the basis without bunching or netting them with any other transactions. Okay. Okay. Gross settlement means totally it is the वन टू वन बेसिस विदाउट बंचिंग मीन्स कि हम लोग क्या करते हैं वहाँ पे ट्रांजेक्शन्स कोई भी चेक जो भी मनी को ट्रांसफ़र करते हैं वहाँ पे बंचिंग नहीं करते मीन्स कलेक्शन नहीं करते. वहाँ पे क्या होता है और वन टू वन बेसिस मीन्स एक एक का क्या करते हैं हम लोग ट्रांजेक्शन कर देते हैं विथ एनी अदर ट्रांजेक्शन्स. ओके. जो भी अदर ट्रांजेक्शन्स हैं उनके साथ वंस प्रोसेस पेमेंट आर फाइनल एंड irrevocable. Okay. Once processed if it is processed the payment are final. Okay. The payment are final and irrevocable means the payment is stable. Okay. Now it is goes to the anyone's account which wherever it is transferred. Okay. So in the case of NEFT and the RTGS there is no minimum value of the NEFT, but the minimum value of the RTGS is 2 lakh, as well as RTGS facilities are available over the 72,000 branches, and NEFT facilities are allowed or have in the 75,000 of the banks. So what are the different features of the RTGS? Okay. This electronic system is controlled by the RBI. Okay. All the functions, all the process which is related to the money, it is over controlled by the central bank of any country. Okay. Central bank of any country, it is the apex bank of the country. In India, Reserve Bank of India is the central bank of the country. Okay. So all these process, all the electronic system is controlled by the RBI. There is no physical exchange of money. Okay. All are through the one account to another account. कोई भी physically क्या होता है money को हम लोग transfer नहीं करते हैं. The RBI makes adjustment in the electronic accounts of both the banks. Okay. RBI will manage the accounts of the both the bank, whether it is related to SBI or PNB, UBI or the others banks. Okay. The RTGS system is suited for the high value transactions. Okay. It is related to the high value transaction. Minimum value of transaction is should be 2 lakh. Okay. In the RTGS the minimum value is 2 lakh and maximum we can say that it is 10 lakh or more than the 10 lakh. Next is the payment is taken as final and irrevocable. Okay, means payment is taken as final and it is stable. Fees of RTGS vary from bank to bank. Okay, when any bank transfer the money from one account to another account, the banks also charges some fees because these all are the means for the earning the profit for the bank. So also banks provide or charges the some fees, and the fees is basically vary from the bank to bank, and the RBI has decided the upper limit of the fees की कोई भी अगर बैंक्स हैं, अगर आपके कोई भी बैंक्स लेते हैं आरबीआई और पीएनबी, तो जो भी हम मनी ट्रांसफ़र कर रहे हैं तो इस पे भी फ़ीस चार्ज करते हैं एवरी बैंक। और ये जो रेट है कि फ़ीस कितनी होगी वो क्या करता है, फ्रॉम बैंक टू बैंक वेरी करता है। और जो उसकी लिमिट है, upper limit, that means 5%, if it is minimum percentage is 2 and the maximum is 10, so the RBI decide the what will be the maximum fees or maximum limit of the fees. Okay, to the RTGS the bank must use core banking. Core banking banks are assigned an 11-digit code. Okay, in the case of to use the RTGS, yes, to use the RTGS, the banks must use core banking. Core banking means centralized online real exchange. Okay, it means कि transferring of money from one account to another account, and core banking relates to the 11-digit code. So they will enter the 11-digit code, so they can easily transfer the money from one account to another account, and the bank must use core banking. Okay, for the transferring the goods from for the transferring the money from the RTGS, the banks must use that core banking, and the core banking contains the 11-digit code so that they can transfer the money from the one account to another account. So it's all about the RTGS and the NEFT. Yes, the next one is automated teller machine. You know very well ATM. So the full form of the ATM is automated teller machine. The person who make payment and accept deposit in bank is known as teller. The ATM refers to the mechanical and automatic teller which can be do a teller's job 24 hours a day at less than half of the human tellers. Okay. To use an ATM, you insert a plastic card in the machine and enter your identification code. If the code matches, the machine responds by giving cash or taking deposit. Now, the meaning of teller. The meaning of the teller is a person employed to deal with customers' transaction in bank. Okay, it is called the teller, which means a person employed to deal with the customer's transaction in bank. So a person who make payment and accept deposit in a bank. Okay, the person who is directly deal with the customer for their payment and they accept deposit in bank, it is called the teller. The ATM refers to the mechanical and automatic teller. That means it relates to the person which is related to the make payment and accept deposit in a bank. So ATM refers to the mechanical and automatic teller which can do a teller's job 24 hours. Okay, when you know very well that the ATMs are open 24/7, so that the ATM will do their job 24 hours a day, less than the half the cost of the human teller. Okay, so it is at the less than half of the cost of the human teller. To use an ATM, you know very well how to use the ATM. So whenever we have to use an ATM, we insert a plastic card in the machine and then we enter the amount of money which we withdraw from that, as well as we have given the password also, a 4-digit password. When the password is matches, whatever we have password, if the password is matches, so that the machine respond and withdraw the money and give the money by the taking deposit. Okay, and the ATM also asks to you want receipt or not. So if all these are accepted, or the identification code or the identification password is matched, then the machine respond and provide us cash. Okay, it is called the automated teller machine. Now the next one is e-cash or the digital cash. You also know very well, you also heard the word Google Pay, Bheem, UPI, Rupee. These all are the digital cash or the e-cash. Okay, it is a new concept of online payments system. E-cash is used over the internet, email, personal computer on or on mobile. Okay, it is a newly launched online payment system, and e-cash means electronic cash we use through the internet or email by our personal computer, laptop, or from mobile. Okay, the work digital cash is similar to the data of electronic fund transfer done between the banks. Okay, it is just same like the fund which is transferred from the one account to another account through the electronic. The user must have e-cash software program. Okay, but before using that kind of any e-cash or digital cash, a user must have the e-cash software, or we also say that in the phone we use the application like Rupee, Paytm. These all are the digital cash. So before using that, we have some software in our phone, in our personal computer. For example, Paytm or Bheem, you know very well, it is the Bharat interface for money, and e-cash bank account from where e-cash can be withdrawal or the deposit. Okay, e-cash, there is also e-cash bank account where we can easily e-cash can be withdraw, as well as we can deposit our money also through the, it is also connected with the our account. Okay, bank's account. So the all the transaction were is become so easy to making the payment, as well as through e-cash we can also deposit the money as well as withdraw the money. So it is it's all about the e-cash or the digital cash. Okay, now the next topic is insurance service. Till now what we have studied, we studied the what are the different benefits of the e-banking which is provided to the bank. It is the competitive advantage. E-banking provide the competitive advantage to the bank. There is also unlimited network for the banks, as well as it also reduce the load on the branches, and different method of digital payment we also use. For example, credit card, NEFT, RTGS, debit card, digital cash or e-cash, or the ATM. Okay, so after that we are going to start a new topic, that is insurance service. Let's start. Insurance is a contract between the insurer and the insured, in which insurer agrees to make good the loss of injured on happening of an event in consideration of a regular payment called premium. This agreement or contract is in writing and is known as insurance policy. The important terms used in the insurance contract are insurer, insured, happening of the event, and the premium. Okay, first of all, you know the most important term which is used in the insurance. The first one is insurer. Who is insurer? It is the individual or the firm known as the insurance company which agrees to compensate the loss of insured. Insured is, it is the individual or firm who get compensation of the loss insured pay regular amount of premium happening of the event. It refers to the subject matter of the policy or the kinds of losses covered under the policy. For example, in fire insurance, the loss is compensated only if it is due to fire, and the premium, it refers to an amount paid quarterly, half yearly, or annually by the insured to insurer for getting compensation at the time of loss. Okay, now understand the meaning of insurer and insured. Insurer is simply an individual or firm who provide the insurance policy. Okay, they also compensate to the insured for which the insured is taking any insurance, and they also they provide some amount of money for insurance money so that they can any insured person has taken for the security purpose of their any asset. Insured is one who taken the facility of insurance. It is the individual or firm who get the compensation of loss. Insured pays रेगुलर अमाउंट ऑफ प्रीमियम. ओके, इंश्योरर कौन होता है? कोई भी इंडिविजुअल और कोई भी कंपनी वो क्या हो सकती है जो इंश्योरेंस की पॉलिसी प्रोवाइड करती है किसी भी इंडिविजुअल को. आपने सुना होगा LIC, लाइफ इंश्योरेंस कॉरपोरेशन, GIC, जनरल इंश्योरेंस कॉरपोरेशन. तो ये क्या है? ये लोग इंश्योरर हैं. दैट मीन्स दे प्रोवाइड द इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी. इंश्योर्ड कौन हुआ? जो किसी भी लॉस के लिए कि अगर उनको कोई फ्यूचर में लॉस होगा तो उसको कॉम्पनसेट करने के लिए वो लोग इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी लेते हैं. तो इंश्योरर, डोंट कंफ्यूज विद द इंश्योरर एंड द इंश्योर्ड. Okay, whenever the word is used last in RER, just like employer, which means कि the one who is providing the any kind of services. So insurer means कि जो any individual as well as any company who provide the insurance policy, and insured is a one individual or the firm they have who get the compensation of loss, and they also pay regular amount of premium. Okay, कि कोई भी अगर वो इंश्योरेंस लेता है तो उसको क्या है, रेगुलर अमाउंट ऑफ प्रीमियम दैट इज़ मनी उसको क्या करना पड़ता है, पेड करना पड़ता है. हैपनिंग ऑफ द इवेंट, इट रेफर्स टू द सब्जेक्ट मैटर ऑफ द पॉलिसी. इट बेसिकली डील्स विद दी कि किस लिए, फॉर व्हाट पर्पस एनी इंश्योर्ड इज टेकन द इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी. ओके, इज इट फॉर द लाइफ इंश्योरेंस, इट इज़ फॉर द फायर इंश्योरेंस, इज इट फॉर द मरीन इंश्योरेंस. दैट मीन्स कि कोई भी अगर इंश्योर्ड है तो वो किस बेसिकली इवेंट के लिए उसने ये पॉलिसी को लिया है. सो इट रेफर टू द सब्जेक्ट मैटर ऑफ द पॉलिसी और द काइंड ऑफ द लॉसेस कवर्ड अंडर द पॉलिसी. ओके, उस पॉलिसी में कौन से उसने इवेंट है जो उसमें लिखा है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इन फायर इंश्योरेंस द लॉस इज कॉम्पनसेटेड ओनली इफ इट ड्यू टू fire. Okay, if he has taken the insurance for the fire, so he get the value of the compensation, he get the value of the loss for the compensation in the case of when it is the case of the fire. Okay, it is but if there one he has taken the fire insurance but the death of the anyone is happening, so he or she will not get the compensation, because happening of the event, whenever the any insurance policy is taken, the event is mentioned there that the for what purpose he or she is taking the insurance. Okay, and the next one is premium. Premium is refers to an amount paid quarterly. Okay, any insured person has paid the amount quarterly, half yearly or the annually by the insured to the insurer. Insured paid to the amount to the insurer for getting compensation at the time of loss, whenever any loss is happening. So in that case any insured person get the all the values, because he is already paid the amount in the case of in the quarterly as well as half yearly or the annually. Okay, प्रीमियम बेसिकली वैल्यू होती है, वो पेड करता है कोई भी जिसने इंश्योर्ड ने इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी ली है. फॉर एग्जांपल, मैंने लाइफ इंश्योरेंस की पॉलिसी ली है. आई हैव टेकन द पॉलिसी ऑफ द लाइफ इंश्योरेंस, सो I have to make the payment of to take in the insurance policy. So the amount which I have paid, for example, I have taken for the quarterly or the half yearly, means for the 6 months. So I will pay that amount of money in half yearly. It is called the premium, and whenever the life is ended, so that the value will be taken or the given, and it is insurance is also for the some fixed period of time, that is for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years and so on. Okay, so the time period is also decided. Now now let's understand the definition or the meaning. Life insurance is contract between the insurer and insured. Okay, you know very well it is the now you get the meaning of the insurer, insurance, insured, insurer, happening of the event, and the premium. So it is the contract between the insurer. Insurer means the one who provide the insurance